was at Mount 12 is now out of the road, and movement in Ward Ketu is now encouraging. All right, so we've talked about the updates that we have. Now we can delve into conversation. Today on Insurance Digest, we'll be looking at mitigating risk and protecting your asset through builders and occupiers liability. And my guest is well seated right here in the studio. But before we start the conversation, let's take a word from our sponsors.
Oh, see what you have done now. You have damaged my car.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hope you have a good motor insurance.
Yes, I have a third-party motor insurance that will take care of all the repairs.
In fact, the benefits of third-party motor insurance have increased. First, the limit to claims for damages to third-party vehicles has been increased. Secondly, when you get your third-party motor insurance, you automatically get an ECOWAS Brown card, which means your vehicle now has insurance cover across all West African countries. And if ever it is liable on Nigerian roads for damages to a vehicle from any West African country, the premium to be paid for third-party motor insurance for private car owners, it increased from 5,000 naira to 15,000 naira to enable insurers adequately bear the cost of repairs whenever the need arises. Buy your motor insurance. Please log on to www.niip.ng or visit any licensed insurance company today. This is a public enlightenment message from the Nigeria Insurers Association, NIA.
Insurance Digest on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, calling you to come on and listen to our conversation this morning. Now, today we'll be looking at the topic mitigating risk and protecting your assets through builders and occupiers liability. And my guest is no stranger to the microphone. He's a friend of the house who has deserted us, but today he is here. It's no other person than Mr. Soji Oni, Controller Technical, Nigerian Insurance Association, and I am welcoming you in grand style. Welcome.
Thank you, Dayo.
Where have you been?
Trying to see that everything are hard enough together so that we can satisfy all our customers and our member company.
And you show that we are very, very satisfied, right? Yeah. Okay, well said. All right, let's go to our conversation without wasting much of our time, because we know our listeners are very ready to learn this morning. We're looking at mitigating risk and protecting your assets through builders and occupiers liability. Now, let's begin by reflecting once again on the essence of this campaign. Why is NIA intent at making Nigeria an insurance-friendly nation?
Okay, let me say good morning to everyone. Everywhere you're hearing us from. It's an opportunity, privilege to be here so that we can also rub our minds together on issues that need to be clarified. The reason why NIA is doing this is, number one, we appreciate our public, member of the public, our consumers, our potential buyers, and we want to reach them. Number one, we want to let them understand the benefit of insurance. Because one, insurance is not of necessity, of convenience, it's of necessity. It's not the one that, if I bellefua, I will shop, because we are going in an era that without insurance, you can't go to bed without having insurance, so that you can have a good sleep. So we're here to tell them the benefit. We're here to also to address some of their complaints or issues, some misconception about those policy they are carrying, so that they will be able to understand, and they can have a deep understanding of what they are carrying. And number three, we're also trying to make sure that every member of the public, their needs are well understood, and so that we'll be able to give a tailor-made on insurance for them. So those are the reasons why we're doing this. And there's no better way to reach them than places like this on the radio, media, social media, and all the rest.
Okay, so it is all-encompassing when it comes to insurance for Nigerians.
Yes.
In every way they want to be insured, we are here to let them know how they can get insured. And you said something that we are getting to an era where you have to be insured before you can sleep at night. So your peace of mind and your sleeping capacity is tied
to the security that we provide to you.
Word. I've held on to that word. Well said. All right, moving forward, I know that different resource persons are featured on the program, and I've been able to distinguish this from the past 3 weeks. But for the purpose of clearer understanding, what is NIA about, and whose interest do you represent?
Okay, NIA is Nigerian Insurance Association, established in 1971. We are the umbrella body of all insurance and reinsurance in Nigeria. So, and we represent the interests of our member company, and not only that, also we represent the interests of the insuring public. We give our members the platform so that they can speak to one another and also speak with one voice when it comes to insurance matter, either to the government, to agencies of government and all the rest, and every other stakeholders who are interested in the insurance business.
Okay, well said. I also would want to ask, what are other means, apart from using radio to reach out to the audience? I remember when Insurance Digest came back and we had this Vox Pop, and I went out to do Vox Pop and asked some people about insurance, and some are saying, oh, I don't know, I'm supposed to get these benefits, I don't know, I'm supposed to get that benefit, and they have no idea. For them, they are just paying and doing what they can. How well, on a rate of 1 to 10, how well do you think Nigerians have been upgraded or informed when it comes to insurance?
Okay, I will rate it 8 over 10, and I'll tell you why. Our member company have used every means of needed to reach out to people. Now you can see us in churches, in mosque now. That's just in our policy in different languages.
Oh.
So that we're not only using the electronic and the print media to reach people. Now we're out. Apart from using all the connection, all the network that we have, the intermediaries and the agency, we also do to see as we can reach these people wherever they are. In parties, in event more, you see our members there trying to reach out to people. Not only that, even some of those that have insured, we try to see how we can give back to them. For example, we have some trainings that we do for some of our clients, free training that is sponsored by our member company. Oh. Yes, apart from discount. So it's not about discount on premium. Yes, that is sure. Being faithful, consistent with us, there are discounts we give to you, but after that they also go the same way to make sure that they train those people in respect of risk management, how they can manage their risk.
Well said. I never even imagined or thought of it that I even go into the religious places to educate people on insurance.
Yes.
That's on another level.
I want to give it to churches and most that give us the opportunity to reach out during their services, to reach out to people.
Oh, well said. Kudos to them, and kudos to NIA for going this far to educate Nigerians and reorientate people, a lot of us, about our perception towards insurance. Kudos to every one of you. But let me quickly check this update that came in. Victoria Island said the recent incident update: a broken down 20-foot loaded container truck with mechanical fault at Lekki intersection. Now, two vehicles have been contacted, while backlog has extended beyond Lekki pedestrian bridge, coupled with early hour rush. So if you're around Victoria Island and you are within the Lekki axis, there is an impediment that is affecting your movement. And backlog right now has extended beyond Lekki pedestrian bridge, and that's also coupled with the activities of the early hour rush. Also, to bring to your notice that there is an impediment also of construction work ongoing around the Randok towards Bako. Now we have officers on ground also monitoring the situation and ensuring that you are able to navigate around that impediment. Insurance Digest on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My guest is well seated and we have started the conversation already. Now let's move to our topic of today. Let's focus on a topic of discussion. What is builders and occupiers liability insurance? Talk to me as a layman.
Okay, I won't define it the way insurance will, but I will just explain it in a simple form. When we talk about builders and occupiers liability, we must understand they are compulsory insurance. These are insurance that are made mandatory by law. Which, we've been talking about motor third party is made mandatory. There are 16 of them, but the regulator is trying to enforce 6 out of them. And out of them, you have the motor insurance third party, you have the builders liability, occupiers liability, healthcare professional indemnity, the group life that we see, the employer's liability, which also try to see how to make sure that employees are safe and compensated. So the intention of all compulsory insurance is just two. Number one, to make protection available, security available, and number two, to make compensation available. Those are the major two reasons to the general public or to the third party. So when you now talk about builder's liability, you must understand that builder's liability is also a compulsory insurance made mandatory by law to make security available to cover construction risk. Please underline that. Okay. Construction risk only. Construction risk only. That may result into death, bodily injury, or property damage of the workman or member of the public or third party. So construction risk only. So why building is under construction? So this is mandatory for every building. That is why when you are trying to commence, you must understand that you need to have builder's liability. You want to commence construction, and that's what they call builder's liability is built under construction. They call it. Please also know that every compulsory insurance is a strict liability. A strict liability.
Say that again.
Every compulsory insurance, they are strict liability. And the strict liability means you have only few defense. Very few defense. Ordinarily, like absolute liability, that there's no defense. Few defense. That means it is your duty to make sure, that duty of care, to make sure that you, when you are doing anything, you consider other people in that. And I must give it to Lagos State government for doing awesomely well in this area. Give it to the special advisor to the governor on EGIS and urban development matters, our own SA to the governor for doing awesomely well, and LAPCA for this good job they are doing in Lagos when it comes to building under construction. So it is make mandatory. It's a provision that we give, a security we give to the owner. It can be the owner, the developer, the consultant, all joined together. They must have this insurance in place so that if anything should happen to causing death, bodily injury, or property damage to the workmen in that premises or member of the public or a third party, they will be compensated.
How well do you think that building owners or constructors are complying with this builder's liability? Because I would say, like you said, kudos to the Lagos State government and also the urban development. I think the enforcement of this came by when we're having this rapid building collapse over and over and different parts of Lagos. You wake up and you hear, oh, this building has collapsed. You get to this place, this 3-building story has collapsed, or this one's still very much under construction, and we're having different issues at such location. Maybe I want to believe that's the reason why we're having this enforcement. But how well are Lagosians complying with this liability?
I must tell you must comply with the fear of LAPCA. You have to comply. Last part LAPCA, you have to comply. Give it to them, Ministry of Fiscal Plan and Urban Development. I must say this, that this insurance are not only a state insurance, it's federal, it's nationwide, and it's all over the world. It's not even Nigeria alone. Before you go into construction site, you must have this insurance in place. Then you ask about occupiers liability. I must tell you the two are insurance on public building. That's the title. Insurance Act of 2003, Section 64 talks about the builder's liability, and Section 65 talk about occupiers liability. That means the two, whether Section 64 or Section 65, they are talking about insurance on public building. Now, when you talk about occupiers liability, the difference between the two is just narrow. The builder's liability is for building under construction. But once that building has been declared fit for habitation by the regulator, like LAPCA, then occupiers liability take place. That means people have started living there. You don't need to live there before you have it. You're supposed to have it. I want to give it to LAPCA also for this job they are doing. And we will also give it to the federal Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. They are doing awesomely, and also to our regulator, NICOM, because they took this as a project to make sure all over Nigeria, those two insurance are made, people comply with it. So when you talk about occupiers liability, it is the liability of the occupier or the owner. These are the two sets of people: the owner of that premises, of that building, or the occupier. These two people, they owe a duty to every users of that premises, visitors, or let's say, whether you give right to that person to come in. Even as a trespasser, you owe him a duty, except it's an adult trespasser. But for children trespasser, you owe them a duty. So now, what do you cover? You are not saying any loss that happened to them while in your premises or their property. Anything that happened And the 5 perils that we are covering under this occupier's liability is collapse, fire, earthquake, flood, and storm.
Okay.
So that means we are not covering like material damage. That means if the building, let's God forbid now, if the building collapse, it will kill the property of the owner is not covered. The property of the occupier inside the building, there are beddings, there are furniture, there are electronics not covered. But if the building fall on a car, a visitor's car in the premises, God forbid, kill someone, those are the way we are covering. That's why we call them users, licensee, visitors that come under the premises. Now, that liability we are talking about, it is the liability that emanates from it that we are covering. So somebody will ask me, but I have fire policy. Your fire policy does not. They are two different things entirely. Your fire policy covers material damage, that damage to your materials owned by you. But this one covers liability. Somebody say you are liable, you're guilty. I am your premises, you're supposed to keep my car safe.
So something happens to my car in your compound.
You are liable. So you need to make compensation available to those set of people.
So this occupier liability is gotten by the tenants of the house.
It can be, yes, by the tenant, by the owner. It's a law that, as a matter of fact, the word occupier, that's why they call it occupier, means it can be the owner occupying the place. Okay. It can also be the tenant occupying the place. So whoever occupies the place is expected to have that insurance in place.
And how well do Lagosians know about this occupier insurance?
Let me say the business entity, the corporate organizations, yes, they understand that, because even before you build some government, what do you call it, government build government project and address, they will request for it. Apart from your group life, they will also request for it. They want to make sure your property is, God forbid, if anything happens in that premises, your building can be sealed, and that will affect your business. And so, however, for the individuals and not the rest, yes, we are trying to build up, because it's everybody. If you look at the definition of occupier's liability, it defines every building that you occupy is that. And when you then look at, they will say, am I 100%? Am I the people who are public? Well, my building is not a public building. We always have that question because the insurance is for public building. Once you allow someone to come into your premises, it's a public building.
Okay. Well, a question came to my mind right now, and it's peculiar to banks, where you have your cars parked outside and are saying cars are parked at owner's risk.
Yeah.
So when a situation of, God forbid, like we do say, building collapse happened, and because I came to bank with you and this happened, am I liable to, are they covered to pay me for damages?
That disclosure notice have tried to exonerate them from liability, because they've told you, buyers beware. They've told you be careful. They've told you are on your own. So you are supposed to quickly take permission to find somewhere to park. It's just to reduce their own liability. For example, that place you are parking may not be safe.
But they have it as their car park.
They will not be safe. That's why we have Lagos State Last Park, Lagos State Permit Authority now trying to make sure everything works back right in Lagos. Now with this, definitely you will know. But however, please don't forget, if you don't have that insurance, you are not exonerated from liability, even if you put the claimant's notice.
Okay.
Even if you put it everywhere, write it on the board, and you don't have that insurance, because the first thing is comply. That's the first Bible.
Okay.
Comply with the law is a law.
Okay.
So if you don't comply, that somebody survive injury at your premises, outside your premises, or where you provide, you've already positioned that place for car park, then you will be liable. Except you have that. Then leave the rest to the insurance company and to the law.
Okay, leave the rest to the insurance company and to the law. And this morning, my guest in the studio is dissecting, mitigating risk and protecting the assets through builders and occupiers liability. And if you have questions for us, you want to ask Mr. Sochi question regarding what we are talking about, because this morning this is really educative to every one of us. You want to talk to him, want to ask question, please feel free to call the number 09153877127. That's the number for you to reach us live in the studio this morning to ask your question. anything you want to know about insurance, and also the one we are talking about, our focus of discussion, which is mitigating risk and protecting your assets, those things you hold valuable, those things that are very germane and important to you. You want to ask questions about how well you can protect them. The reach us live in the studio this morning on the number 09153877127. Let me quickly take a break. I'll be right back. Please stick with us. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
This no man. Oh, see what you have done now. You have damaged my car.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hope you have a good motor insurance.
Yes, I have a third-party motor insurance that will take care of all your repairs.
In fact, the benefits of third-party motor insurance have increased. First, the limit to claims for damages to third-party vehicles has been increased. Secondly, when you get your third-party motor insurance, you automatically get an ECOWAS Brown card, which means your vehicle now has insurance cover across all West African countries. And if ever it is liable on Nigerian roads for damages to a vehicle from any West African country, the premium to be paid for third-party motor insurance for private car owners, it increased from 5,000 naira to 15,000 naira to enable insurers adequately bear the cost of repairs whenever the need arises. Buy your motor insurance. Please log on to www.niip.ng or visit any licensed insurance company today. This is a public enlightenment message from the Nigeria Insurers Association, NIA.
Insurance Digest on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. We're still taking a look at the topic mitigating risk and protecting your assets through builders and occupiers liability. And my guest is still well seated, educating us and taking us through the classroom, giving us educating us and opening our minds to what the insurance NIA is doing for Nigerians and educating us and changing our perspective. But quickly, let me take you to the traffic update, let you know that for those around 7 Up in Ward Billings Way, it is a good movement from what I'm seeing from the live camera. Also, for those on Latif Jakande axis, you have a good movement within that metropolis. Inward and outward journey around there, it is still very good from what I am seeing. Also, to let you know that Victoria Island axis, there is a broken down 20-foot loaded container truck with mechanical fault at Lekki intersection. Tow vehicle have been contacted. Backlog extended beyond Lekki pedestrian bridge, coupled with the early hour rush. All of this affected movements of those on the island, Victoria Island, inward Lekki intersection. It is affecting your movement. Also, the earlier reported impediment at the D-Roko inward Anthony has been towed out of the road, while vehicular movement is in a better shape right now. It is in a better shape as of this time. So it's a good movement around the D-Roko axis. We told you about the impediment earlier, but that has been taken off the road and it is in a better shape. Also, finally, on the traffic update, the earlier report said HCP LBS at Mount 12 is now out of the road and we have good movement around that axis. All right, Mr. Sergi, let's go back to our conversation now. I'm going to ask, why is it essential for businesses and individuals in the construction industry to have the builders and the occupier liability?
Okay, like we said, it's important for people in construction industry to have a security, a protection that will cover their construction risk. Like we said, there's no way you can have hazard risk are everywhere. And when this thing happens, it will always lead to death, bodily injury, and property damage. For occupier stability for every building where member of the public comes in and out. For example, I've always said, if you occupy the building, 99.99, that's 0.001, make it public building. That means if you have somebody, and if you want to make it a private building, don't allow anybody to come in except your wife and your children, your family. Okay. But if anybody comes in that is not related to you by blood, it's a public building. So there's no way any building in Lagos, in Nigeria, majority of them will not be. And that's why you see every building, including schools, filling stations, everywhere, is a public building. So this building will protect the liability of the owner or the occupier of that premises against the visitor. When they come in, they must come in safe and go out safe.
It is quite important for the occupier to ensure the safety of everyone that comes in and go out of the building. All right, I have a question here for you, and it says, "Good morning, Dayo. Thanks for our guest on the hot seat. Now, please, are there plans to take the Enlightenment to our major motor parks? 2, how can one be part of the free training you mentioned earlier?" Oluwaluku sent that in.
Okay. The first thing first is this. For the motor parks, they are also included. You understand? Because one, there's an insurance tailor-made for them. You have the Road Safety Act that governs them, that every passenger that has come into the garage taking the bus must be safe. Apart from obtaining the logbook, they must make sure they have what you call personal accident for them. Personal accident that will cover death, bodily injury, medical, and this. So there is an insurance for them that is tailor-made.
And they know most motor parks in Lagos.
Yes, they do. But the issue is the enforcement, where we need to have that enforcement being done. You're not supposed to buy commercial bus in Lagos without being insured as a passenger. So definitely the passenger is a visitor in that garage, so it is protected, but a different insurance, not occupiers liability, but like I said, general accident, group personal accident for them, for every vehicles that are applying use for commercial purpose.
Okay, now the second question is that how can one be part of the free training you mentioned earlier?
Okay, so they must have insurance, definitely. So it's your insurance company that will arrange that for you.
Are there specifications to the insurance you need to have?
Okay, let me talk about motor now. Definitely, our motor underwriters, our underwriting companies, they do training for some of their the drivers of their customer for not having claims, or try to train them. So, for example, we do it for the truck owners because we understand the exposure, the risk exposure they introduce to our portfolio.
Okay, well said. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM Insurance Digest is what you are listening to at this time. And if you have questions regarding our discussion, like Oluwaluku did, you can also send a message to us on 0809 9120 777, or you can call live into the studio on 09153 877 That is the number for you to reach us live in the studio and ask your questions. Now, moving on with my own question. Now, what are some risks and hazards associated with construction projects? It's in twofold. And how can liability insurance mitigate this risk? Should I take it again?
Okay, yes, I understand. When you talk about construction risk, there are many. You can have collapse, you can have objects, flying objects, you can have fall and sleep, you can have any form can happen when coming to site, materials. But you can group it. There are safety hazards, there are safety hazards, there are electrical hazards, there are financial risk. All these risks are eliminated provided they are connected to construction. However, for occupiers liability, they are limited. There are just 5 of them which I've mentioned. These are liability that will emanate from collapse, fire, earthquake, flood, and storm.
Okay.
So any other thing is outside the scope.
Let me ask my question as a layman again. Now, for this insurance, for you to be able to claim, to have any claim when issues like this happen, when you get the insurance, when you get insured, you pay on a monthly basis, or do you pay on a yearly basis?
On a yearly basis.
Okay.
And the reason why we do this on a yearly basis is because it's a liability. Like I mentioned, it's a street liability. So we may not be able to do on a monthly basis,
okay.
Or on a quarterly basis, or on a half-yearly basis. It's on a yearly basis. And the reason is this: because there are a lot of things we consider. For example, like the builder's liability, you are talking about the estimated contract sum.
Okay.
So, and the liabilities are not prorated. What you're going to pay, the law specifies what should be paid to each one of them. So we don't do strictly like occupiers and builders liability. You pay, and the premium are very small. I tell you, premium like 5,000, 10,000.
Okay.
For builders that be 0.1 to 0.4 of your contracts, no, they are very small something. So we don't need to split it because liability are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if there is an incident, now once that payment has been done, I can always lay claim to the benefits that comes with it.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing that is not covered is incident that happened before you instead cover.
Okay.
So don't bother to come to us. Or the incident that is not in the scope of cover, not in what we have just said we are covering. However, once you have paid, we are on cover. You're already covered. Once you're paid, and it is between what the insurer is providing cover for, you have, and sometimes liability like this, you can't hide it. Can you hide collapse in Lagos?
No, you can't.
You can't hide anywhere anywhere in the world. You can't. When it happened in India, we're all here in Nigeria. So you can't hide because it's life we are talking about here. You can't hide it.
Yes, you can hide it. I have questions that are coming in. This person says, good morning, Dayo and Mr. Oni. Please, what exactly is builder's liability insurance? Is it the same as building insurance? This is coming in from Chike.
Okay, they are not the same. Building insurance is property insurance. Let me just say it this way. Building insurance is a property insurance where you try to protect the building itself and protect the content therein or any other content on the premises. So building insurance, we'll be talking about fire and special periphery. But this builder's liability is a liability policy. So there are two different things. One is a material damage. That means I will buy those things back for you. I will do this. The owner benefits.
Okay.
The owner benefits. But the outsider probably doesn't benefit in building insurance.
Okay.
It's only the owner that benefits. But when you talk about builder's liability, the owner does not benefit. It is the member of the public or the workmen that benefit. So if the owner of the builder's liability want to benefit, he should take what we call contractor or risk insurance that will cover his contract works.
Okay. Well said. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM Insurance Digest this morning. And we are taking you to the classroom, letting you know about mitigating risk that is related to everything that has to do with insurance. We're talking about that this morning. So you can join our conversation by calling me on the number 09153877127. Yes, our topic of discussion is mitigating risk and protecting your assets through builders and occupiers liability. I have a call coming in. Let's quickly take this. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning. I can hear you. Oh, we lost our call. Please try to call back. 09153877127 is the number for you to reach us live in the studio this morning. You have questions regarding our topic of discussion, please feel free to reach out to us live in the studio. Also, you can send a message like it's being done to 080991207777. That's the number for you to send your WhatsApp messages to. Another question here says, I just finished building a two-story home. Is it too late to get builder's liability now that the project is done? Mr. Dayo sent that in.
He has finished, so you get occupancy liability.
Occupier's liability is what you are getting.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Dayo, I hope you are listening. And it says occupier's liability is what you can get. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you.
It's Comrade Daniel.
Comrade Daniels, good morning and welcome to Insurance Digest.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Saji is smiling.
Good morning, Comrade Daniel. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Saji, how are you today?
I'm okay. Great, sir. And you?
All right. Yes, I'm good. Yes, thank you for this wonderful topic in terms of one of the insurance products. Yes, there's this dichotomy between public liability insurance cover and that of contractor or risk. Can you just distinguish the differences?
Public liability insurance and contractor risk.
Yes.
Okay, there is not even much wahala between that. The most wahala we have is between builder's liability and public liability. But let me explain public liability and builder's contractor risk.
Okay, Comrade Daniels, do you want to listen over the radio? I think it's gone already.
Okay, contractor risk talks about you trying to protect the contract works. The section 1 is material damage. That means anything that can happen to that contract work when you are building it. So it's like an investment. It's like the owner trying to protect his investment. And the section 2 have public liability. So it's a combine. So you have a combined section 1, section 2. In the section 2 talk about the public liability, where you have the minor and major liability. However, we don't have issue with that, because every contractor knows if I'm putting billions of naira on this project, I should protect it. God forbid anything happen to it. So they always take contractor risk. But you're not taking insurance for the benefit of the other people. Because if you look at that public liability under the contractor risk, it's limited.
Okay.
You know, I told you that before, builder's liability is strict liability.
Oh, yes.
But the liability under the contractor risk is not strict liability. So you must understand that. Then also, you must also understand that we have only few limited exclusion under under builder's liability.
Yeah.
But when you come to public liability, we have a lot of exclusions.
Okay.
You understand? So those are the things we need to know, the difference.
All right, Comrade Daniels, I hope this answers your question. I think Mr. Sochi did justice. He knows what he's saying now. So yes, I'm sure he did explain to you real well what you requested. All right, Mr. Sochi, as we gradually went down to the end of the conversation, how do insurance providers determine premium for builders and occupiers liability? What are the measurements? Okay,
when you talk about builder's liability, the first thing you need to know is that the category of the contractor. We want to know it. Is it federal? Is it state? Is it local government? You understand? We want to know. Also, we use what we call the contract sum, the estimated contract sum. We want to know it. Then we apply a rate on it, because that contract sum, a rate will be applied on it. Now that rate ranges from 0.1 to 0.4. Or the writer will tell you your contract sum will determine the rate that will be, and also the category of the contractor. Then there is a loading in case you are building where there is extra hazardous region. For example, you're going to do blasting, mining, all these things will load it. There's a loading for the 50% loading. Now, when you talk about occupiers liability, that is enormous, because I told you different buildings. So in that one, we look at the building itself, the occupancy, or the use of the building. Then it will determine also, then we start using the premium per, for example, for private, premium per floor, premium per floors, premium per plot of land. For schools, we look at premium per block of school, block of class, premium per seat of the student or pupils. For filling station, we look at premium per pump. For cinema, premium per seat. For hospital, premium per bed. Apart that, you have, all those, the occupancy will determine different how the premium will be. If you are using hotel, premium per rooms.
Per rooms. Oh, wow.
You understand?
Okay.
So all these things are, because these are people that comes in and not direct. So by the time you tell your underwriter, that's why we need to know the occupancy of that premises or building. All right, as last word, Mr. Sochi, because we have to go, we're almost out of time. What would be your advice to builders and occupiers on selecting the right liability insurance policy for their needs in 1.5 minutes? I think don't embark on construction without having insurance for peace of mind. Yeah, don't embark. That money, you don't want, God forbid, if your premises is sealed up, you're going to suffer what you call consequential loss, or business, financial loss, or financial risk. Not about that, if life is lost, you are going to be in big soup, and there are penalties for it. For not even complying, there is a penalty. For a builder's liability, is 250,000 or 3 years imprisonment. Okay, well said. As it is, that's the size of the program this morning. And my guest in the studio is Mr. Soji, Controller Technical Nigeria Insurance Association. And our topic of discussion this morning is mitigating risk and protecting your asset through builders and occupiers liability. I want to thank you, Mr. Soji. It is good to see you in the studio again this morning. Thank you for coming around and making this a great conversation. Now, the program makes a return next week, Tuesday, for another educative topic on the things that NIA are doing when it comes to educating Nigerians when it comes to the issues of insurance. And in the studio, I have to put up your mic here.
Joki Adeyemi.
Okay, Joki Adeyemi is here in the studio providing moral support for Mr. Sochi. Yeah, okay. That's about it. My name is Dayo. Anthony, thank you to everyone who called in. And of course, those who sent in messages, we say thank you and God bless you. Have an amazing Tuesday morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
This man! Oh, see what you have done now! You have damaged my car!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hope you have a good motor insurance.
Yes, I have a third-party motor insurance that will take care of all your repairs.
In fact, the benefits of third-party motor insurance have increased.